The safe way to invest your windfall is actually bleeding your wealth dry. Stick around until the end, because I'm going to expose the mathematical weapon that Wall Street doesn't advertise, and why your biggest investing mistake has nothing to do with market crashes. Smash that subscribe button if you want the raw truth about money, not bedtime stories. Let's say you just landed 6 figures. Maybe you sold your side hustle, cashed out stock options, or someone left you an inheritance. Here's the moment of panic. Do you throw all of it into the market today, or tiptoe in slowly, spreading it out month by month for the next year? Every finance podcast, every Reddit guru, every safe money expert will scream the same gospel at you. Spread it out. Use dollar cost averaging. It's the smart move. They'll sell you a beautiful story. You'll avoid buying at the peak. You'll smooth out the bumps. You'll sleep like a baby. Here's the part they conveniently skip. That advice is a mathematical trap. Dollar cost averaging, DCA for short, isn't protecting your money. It's protecting your feelings. Let's get specific. You've got $100,000 sitting there. You decide to invest $8,000 a month over 12 months. Sounds responsible, right? Dead wrong. You just sentenced $90,000 to rot in a savings account earning dust while inflation devours it like termites in a wooden house. Cash isn't safe. It's a melting ice cube. The market, despite all its noise, chaos, and ugliness, is the only vehicle that historically outruns the money printer. When you park your fortune on the bench, you're guaranteeing you lose that race. Here's the stat that changes everything. Lump sum investing, dropping it all in at once, beats DCA roughly 70% of the time. Why? Because markets climb way more often than they crash. Crack open a century of data. The S&P 500 finishes the year positive about 3 out of every 4 years. So when you choose DCA, you're making a bet. The market will crash soon. That bet loses 7 out of 10 times. Your money's real superpower isn't timing. It's time. Compounding is the only magic spell in finance. But it needs one ingredient: time in the arena. When you drip feed your cash over 12 months, you're benching 90% of your roster while the championship game plays out. If the market rallies during those 12 months, which it usually does, you just watched $90,000 miss the entire winning season. The market doesn't wait for your permission. It rewards players, not spectators. Everyone obsesses over the nightmare scenario, investing everything the day before crash. But they completely ignore the real nightmare. The 70% of the time the market skyrocketed while they were frozen in fear. You're not being cautious. You're paying a psychological tax disguised as wisdom. Real safety isn't dodging the market swings. It's avoiding the guaranteed wealth erosion of sitting still. But here's the question nobody wants to ask. What if you are the unlucky soul who dumps everything in right before a meltdown? Then what? Drop your biggest investing fear in the comments. You traded short-term comfort for long-term poverty. But let me guess, you're still thinking about that scenario. The nightmare that keeps you awake at night. What if I dump everything in and the market nukes itself tomorrow? Fair question. Let's tackle it. Yes, if you invest your full stack today and the market faceplants by 30% next week, you're going to feel like you got punched in the stomach. This is the 30% of the time DCA actually works. This is the monster under the bed that freezes everyone. And DCA does soften that nightmare. But here's the part nobody tells you. Even in those rare disasters where DCA beats lump sum in year 1, by year 5, the lump sum investor has usually lapped the DCA player. How? Because the investor who went all in early, even though their account tanked, bought way more shares when prices were low. When the market eventually claws its way back, and it always does, the lump sum portfolio owns a massively bigger piece of the pie. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine 2 people buying into a local pizza chain. Investor A buys the entire franchise right before a recession. Sales crater. Value drops. For 12 months, they look like an idiot. Investor B slowly buys a few slices here and there, spreading purchases across the downturn. Feels smart. Feels safe. Now the economy recovers. Sales explode. Who's sitting on a gold mine? Investor A, the one who owns the whole operation. Investor B? they've got a napkin full of crumbs. The DCA investor traded long-term empire building for short-term emotional relief. So what's the play? Stop thinking in blanket rules. Start thinking in time zones. Rule number 1, know your horizon. If you need the money in less than 5 years for a house, a car, tuition, don't invest it. Period. Keep it in cash. Protect it from chaos. But if that money is earmarked for a decade or more, your job is simple. Get it working immediately where the math is on your side. Rule number 2. If you're still terrified, compromise smart. Let's say you've got $100,000 and the thought of going all in makes your chest tight. Here's the move. Drop 50% immediately. Right now. Today. Take the other 50% and deploy it over the next 2 to 3 months, not 12. This strategy captures most of the market's natural upward drift while keeping your nervous system from short-circuiting. You're not dragging it out forever. You're not bleeding opportunity. You're splitting the difference intelligently. Here's the lie everyone sells you. There's a safe way to get rich. There isn't. The market doesn't hand out trophies for caution. It rewards time in the arena. Every day you sit on the sideline, there's a 2/3 chance the market is running away from you. You're not protecting yourself. You're punishing your future. If you've got money you know you won't touch for 10+ years, your mission is crystal clear. Put to work, immediately, and let the math do what it's designed to do. Hit that like button if this just shattered a money myth you've been living by. And follow for the strategies they don't teach in school. But here's the real question. If lump sum is king, what's the deadliest mistake people make after they invest?